The build to Wrestlemania 40 was absolute peak cinema and just amazing, really, wasn't it? It was an exciting time to be a WWE fan boy. So WrestleMania 40, if you don't remember, it was 2 years ago. It was kind of peak. Let's just say it was 10 times, maybe 1,000 times better than WrestleMania 41 last year in Vegas. This was WrestleMania 40. It had to be big in some capacity, but this was just so hype at the time. Honestly, I don't think it can be topped just because of the names that were involved at the time. So starting off, we had Cody Rhodes winning the Rumble. Now, people might not have been initially happy with this, as it was a back-to-back Royal Rumble win, but it made sense at the time. There was hype around Cody Rhodes still. They wanted him to dethrone Roman Reigns at Mania. They did. It was part of the Cody movement. It really was. The Woe movement? I thought that was in 2020. Oh gosh, no, that's terrible. Somebody just stop that completely. No more dancing on TikTok, as you probably know. But Cody Rhodes won the Royal Rumble. And if I remember rightly, this was a pretty solid match. We had Andrade return in it. I think AJ Styles came back from a little leg injury. Oh no, that was last year. Damn. But anyway, that's what went down. It was a pretty good Rumble. I think we had Sami Zayn at number 30. I think. Yeah, it was something like that. There was a couple big stars in there. Kind of went down, kind of. But Cody Rhodes initially was not meant to point at Roman Reigns. It was quite obvious. But he must have used his own initiative and said, yes, that's who I actually want. I mean, at the time, let's be honest, that championship definitely meant a lot more than Seth Rollins. Even though Seth Rollins did really put stocks up in that World Heavyweight Championship by the time we got to Mania. But it was evidently clear who Cody Rhodes wanted, who the fans wanted, really, and it was Cody versus Roman again. Now, we might be getting this feud at some capacity this year. I don't know if we will. We might do. Who knows? Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, I don't mind. A trilogy. Maybe not at Mania, though. And that won't be happening at Mania because Roman's already in a match. And Cody might be against Drew. I don't know. But it was going down at this Rumble. It really was. I think, yeah, it was Cody and Punk, the final two. That's hype. Unfortunately, Punk did get injured. That's the only letdown to this WrestleMania 40 build. Because he just did. He got injured in this match. I'm not sure who it was exactly, but it was some kind of tear of the bicep. Or should I call it a dicep? No. What? I genuinely don't even know anymore. But Cody Rhodes and Punk, final two. It was peak. Punk returned to the first time in the Rumble. This was his first match, televised. The hype was there, guys. The hype was there, to say the least. So we had Cody Rhodes winning the men's. We had Bayley winning the women's Royal Rumble. Now, she hadn't done this before, and the Bayley push was needed. We hadn't seen Bayley in a proper main event position in a bit. Against Io Sky at WrestleMania, so there's a bit of an implosion in damage control. You couldn't control this though because Bayley won the Royal Rumble. And we had a showcase of Jade Cargill in here. Was this our first match in here? I think so. We had Liv Morgan being the runner-up. People were a bit disappointed at that, but it was what it was. This built up to that damage control breakup that eventually did come round, which I'll get to a bit later in this video. But Bayley winning was pretty peak. It was pretty peak. I can't deny it. I was happy with it. It was the right choice, just like Liv Morgan is the right choice this year. So Bayley did get the Women's Rumble win and the WrestleMania win, for your information. I'm sure you guys all know that. You're hardcore WWE fans, aren't you? I think. And then we get to the peakest press conference ever. Well, that I've seen, that I've witnessed. Because, well, for starters, The Rock was looming. His presence was looming this entire start of the year because he showed up at that Raw Day 1, I'm pretty sure, whether it was that stupid Jinder Mahal fake out thing, which kind of worked, to be honest. It got everyone fooled. He is a former WWE champion at the end of the day, but The Rock did eventually come back at that and said, I'm going to sit at the head of the table. Now, the controversy at the time was Cody Rhodes being in the position over The Rock, or the other way round, which I think it was. I think The Rock was trying to squiz, shout out Sqizzy, oh, that's me, into the main event position of Cody Rhodes, which the fans did not appreciate, at least some of them. It was kind of split. It was a bit of a 50-50. but Cody did deserve it at the time. But this press conference was absolute cinema. Honestly, it was very good. And I don't think they're doing one this year. I don't think they did one last year, to be fair. I don't know why, because it does build up hype for feuds. Becky and Rhea was on this as well, building up to that. I mean, this was just it, wasn't it? I mean, that slap to the face. Cody Rhodes talking about The Rock's family, the bloodline. It didn't go down too well with The Rock, but it felt more realistic. And you had Triple H going after The Rock as well, not being too happy with it. Roman and Seth there. I mean, honestly, it's just history. It screams history. And I don't know when this was. I think it was before Elimination Chamber. But we had this going on. And this was building up to that tag team main event. And the Roman versus Cody 3. No, 2. Sorry, guys, 2. Come on. This was it. This was it at the time. I don't see it live, which was a shame. I must have missed out, because I definitely did. Everyone was swearing all over the shop. Seth's just laughing his head off, probably. I can just hear it right now, that cackle. It was the press conference, wasn't it? It really was. It really helped sell it. Don't know why it didn't happen last year. It's probably not happening this year. Then, I think it was before, actually, the press conference. I'm not sure when this exactly was, but this is when it started getting a bit heated, because people were then thinking, oh, Cody's going after Seth, which they didn't mind, but come on, it's Cody versus Roman, we've been building to it. And yeah, that stare down is what created all that tension, as The Rock basically said, no, go to the back, your time is up, my time is now. Ooh, sorry, John Cena came a bit later after that. Sorry about that. But The Rock basically just came in, swooped up, goodbye Cody, I want this title match, it's my time. What would have happened at WrestleMania 40, here's a plot twist for you, if The Rock was in the main event against Roman Reigns? Would Roman have lost? Because I don't know about that one. Would he? To The Rock? We could be still in a Roman title reign right now. Who knows? No, that probably would not have happened. But Rock came in here. He just did. He came in, he built his boulder, and faced up to the Tribal Chief, which did absolute numbers. This was the money match if they were going to do it, but they listened to the fans. Just about. Kind of. And they didn't go ahead with this. Drew McIntyre, he wins the Elimination Chamber, building up to his big title opportunity in front of a crowd this time. So Drew McIntyre gets a huge win in the Elimination Chamber. This was 100% the right call. He got loads of pyro as well. No idea how or why, but it was deserved. And it was in Australia. It was great, wasn't it, really? It was great. I mean, you had Cody and Seth on, like, the Grayson Waller effect as well, discussing about the match, still building to it. And Drew winning the Chamber against the likes of Kevin Owens, Randy Orton, LA Knight. It just solidified it, setting up that World Heavyweight Championship match at WrestleMania 40 against Seth freaking Rollins. Peak. But as I said, the only downside is Punk was injured. But that doesn't matter, because he could still cost Drew later down the road. The main thing, one of the main things that sticks with me from this build-up was this, in the parking lot. Rock absolutely decimated Cody Rhodes there, made him bleed. Made him bleed like a little... No, that's Gunther's line. Anyway, well, he was shouting something about, look at you now, boy, Mama Rhodes, everything was going down. It was getting pretty personal. Rock went heel. Rock went full-blown heel. It made sense after all this Cody crybaby and all that. How about we destroy the hero? That makes sense in the best of ways. So Cody Rhodes was left in a pool of his own blood. This was very memorable. It stuck out. It built it, because you don't see this much. Especially not kind of that whooping he got with a belt. Anyone would think he'd be belted? I don't even know anymore. Right. That's what happened. And then Rock was going like, oh, breaking the fourth wall. We don't end this show until I do. Okay, yeah, whatever. But that happened, didn't it? It just was peak. This was peak WWE. WrestleMania 39 kind of was as well, in its own right, to be fair. But this was the main headline. Like, this was it. This was the time. You had the biggest stars, kind of, I think. Technically, yeah, come on. You've got the biggest star on the planet, at least. In a tag match with Roman Reigns, who is, come on, he's high above the mountain as well. And Cody and Seth, two of the best workers in the business. Come on. This was it. The backstage segment. Also, on the other side of things, I'm pretty sure this is after Drew won the Chamber, but we had him just... Drew was a menace during this time. He really was. And so was Punk and Seth. Everyone was going at it. This triple threat crossfire, even though they weren't having a triple threat, why was it so good? Why did it actually not happen? Why did a triple threat not happen? Guys, it could have. They did a special guest referee later down the road at SummerSlam. But these promos, honestly, come on, don't shoot up his kilt, you... No, we can't say that. That was one of the lines anyway. But they were just all going off. Punk only had one arm at the time, so there was no brawling. It was just straight up all on the mic, and every promo was actually just too good. Like, you didn't want to miss anything they said, because it might be very edgy. All about their past. I mean, look at that. CM Punk's WrestleMania main event. Ooh, with the grave. That kind of backfired a year later, but that's alright. Fair enough, Drew. At least he was going all in. AEW. Right, no. But everyone was firing up here. Even more building to this match at Mania. And boy, it went down well. It did. Monday Night Raws was so peak at this time. Also, Seth was in the other storyline, so Seth's doing two things at once. Seth Rollins' stocks were high at that point. Oh my goodness. 2 matches. And they're the biggest stars. Like, all of these are the biggest stars, if we're being honest. They really are. We also had the Kabuki Warriors, or should I say Damage Control, turn on Bayley. Which, come on, we could have had a bit more of a story here. It was obviously shadowed with the big main event of Rock. But come on, this was actually pretty good. It was pretty well done. I wish it went on a bit longer. But Bayley did eventually get the dub against Io Sky at Mania. It was a good match, to be fair. Like, you cannot fault that match. It was good. Had the right winner. Bayley. Bayley won it. Bayley won it. She became a babyface. She became a Bayley face. I don't know. I'm not a hugger. Yes, I am. Am I? I don't know. But we had Bayley. Babyface. I nearly said heel there. Mania. Come on, guys. This set it up. It just needed a couple more segments of some sort. I don't know, a brawl, anything. But other than that, it was pretty good. It was a pretty well heel turn. Well, it wasn't really a heel turn. Backstab, let's call it that. For the Mania. It really was. But that was Mania 40. And then what followed was a great 40-minute tag match with, what's his name? Rock and Cody. And Seth and Roman. All history there. Everyone's got a history in that match. You're wondering if Cody and Seth might break up after their little Hell in a Cell matches and Backlash and WrestleMania match. But no, they didn't. They stayed together. Seth Rollins was his shield. And then you get John Cena, Undertaker, Rock, all in that Roman Cody main event the night after. WrestleMania 40 was so good. We got a tag team ladder match. That was great. Rhea versus Becky, that was great as well. It really was. And then we had, obviously, Io versus Bayley, which was a good match. Solid. It definitely was solid. The reign of Gunther coming to an end. The longest reigning Intercontinental Champion to Sami Zayn. Fair enough. We had Logan versus Kevin versus Randy Orton. Another banger. And then we got the 6-woman tag match with Jade Cargill showing off her skills and eventually forming a tag team with Bianca. It was all going down at WrestleMania 40, let's be honest, it really was. Absolute peak. Seth and Drew went down, you know how that went. Damian Priest, a little cash-in. CM Punk still got involved in some way. So it was fair enough. At the end of the day, WrestleMania 40 was just one of a kind. Shout out RVD. But anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe if you enjoyed WrestleMania 40. And I will see you all in the next one.